Peace, salutations, everyone, and to whom this may concern. My name is James Telfair from the southeastern region of Georgia, the Low Country. I graduated from Montgomery County High School in 2011. Since then, I've been working, doing pretty much, construct manual labor work from carpentry, electrical, plumbing. I've worked in fast food restaurants, warehouses, you name it. However, I find myself here with you, and it is a pleasure to be here. And just me as an artist in general, I would like to say that I enjoy being with a team. I enjoy being well versed in with that team. Just being around people that's ready and willing to be creative. That just really gets my day going. However, I also like building with a team, strengthening that team, um, accomplishing things with that team, of course. And just in general, like I said, as an artist, um, I like to see, things, come to life. That's why I chose animation. Um, Within the studio, where I find myself most suitable is the problem solving area. I feel that problem solving is a big thing when doing animation. Though my discipline was animation, training was character and environmental design. I kind of chose a discipline arbitrary to the entire training, which to me was okay because just as a businessman, I seek to establish my own studio. This is where I am, my professional place. Though it's not, it doesn't have any fancy things on the wall yet. However, it's still under, construction and putting together. Um, One day, I would like to be someone who established a wonderful art piece, a a piece of art that people will enjoy. Um, Let me cut straight to the chase. Um, Here are some things, or just some some pieces of projects. That doesn't sound right, but some projects that I've worked on. This is a
Los Angeles film, staff
quick
and students. I
scope
say
of
that
character
because you never know
that
the way you use it.
I did right at
As
the beginning of
for
my
education purposes.
program.
Okay,
It
Here's
was
where I
very
can begin,
fast,
man.
very quick, something to
I guess where
kind
I
of
can
get
improve
the
that,
initial
with
stance,
creativity,
my initial stance going,
and also
or
with
just to see where I was at
detail,
when it came to character development and how well I can visually see
just gain overall
what it takes to
the
render a character to life.
ZBrush software.
Yeah, I don't know what to call her, but she, at the end of it, I said she actually looks like someone that I know or met before. Okay, let's go to the next. Um, it was a project that I did when it comes to adding textures, normal maps and stuff like that. That was very nice. Something that was real deep and technical when it came to putting things together inside of Maya. Here's another character design that I was working on, and that was just me, just getting a feel of what it's like to build a character. And here we have a premiere assignment that I've completed. He's supposed to be sneaking around the scene, or just investigating, trying to stay hidden. yeah, that was a project that I enjoyed doing because it opened my eye up to how to do 2D and give it motion. Um, this is a image for shading and lighting and background environment design and stuff like that. Um, yeah, it was very nice to do something that really made me feel like I was actually putting a good old scene together for a film or some kind of cartoon. Okay, here's another one. Here's a water bottle I drew. Clean park. Clean water. Clean water. Clear water. Clear park. Was it clean park or clear park? Yep. Here's another character design that I did, or attempted to do. Another test of my abilities to see and develop a character, being that I'm still a newbie. Okay. Here's another scene that I rendered. I did the lighting. I wasn't too satisfied with this one. However, it gave me an understanding of what needs to be done. Alright, let's see. I could have sworn I had something with some animation in it. Here's a throw animation. Boom. Here's another animation. If I'm not mistaken, it's a collision animation.
This is it.
Nope, that's the. This is the sack of potatoes, if you ask me. Yeah, what we're doing is attempting to, have them jump the wall. Boom, a little squash and stretch. Just a little small animation to give you some insight on how well I was able to achieve that goal. Yep. Here's some rigging that I was doing. Rigging is one of the things that I really would like to get into to see how well I can perform. Here's some textures. Well, here's a picture of a Corvette that I added coloration, adjusted lighting, and did all those good things too. Yep. There's definitely plenty more to show. However, I didn't put them all in the same. Here's a character development, a character design that I'm working on. Here's another one. Just, basic rough drawings. Here's an image that I kind of critiqued from another artist. Kind of critiqued it and changed a lot about that image from the last image. Some storyboarding I built. It was about two people, playing rock, paper, scissors. There was a disagreement. Then they came up with the idea to do rock, paper, scissors, and boom, here we have it. Yep. Yeah, there's quite a few more things that I can show. Here's a substance painting for a book that I built and added the skin and texture and all that good stuff too. However, it is my best work. This is clearly a rough. it just gave me more insight. Like I said about the last piece of work that I done, it gave me more insight on how and what to do. Another storyboarding. Here's an image of some UVs that I did. Yep. Let's see if I can't find another. Here's a play blast. Here's a play blast, I mean, for an animation. Excuse me. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot more that I can show you. However, we're going to have to catch that on the next go round. And other than that, I really hoped to be a part of a good team to help strengthen me and strengthen those around me or amongst the team, and just continue my learning process and on character, environmental design plus animation. I like the thought of being multi-skilled and being a asset that is very much needed. Other than that, this is James Telfair. It has been a pleasure to speak with you, or even show my face. Until then, we'll see you. Shalom.